Hello guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today's reading, what secrets are in your bloodline? Before we get into, I guess, the pile selection, I want to yap a little bit. So if you don't want to hear that, you can skip forward. But anyways, I just want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing and supporting me. I appreciate you guys just like patronage and just like kind comments. You know, today is a very special day for me when it comes down to my spiritual journey. Today was like the day that I decided to unbaptize myself, September 24th. And, you know, I was really just reflecting on just my satanic journey thus far, and it's not that like I'm necessarily completely even shocked that I decided to go down this path, because it was something that was inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I've been a Satanist all my life. It's just I was afraid to admit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would accuse me of being a Satanist at school, and I would be like, no, I'm not. I'm not a Satanist. But it's like, seriously? Like, really? Or like, you're lying. Because I'd be saying pure like following like satanic art accounts, satanic artists, and you know, I was just a liar, is what it was. But I was lying to protect myself. You know, I feel like I've done that my whole entire life. Lie to protect myself. And you know, it's just really weird how I'm now doing readings in a community I never thought I would set foot in. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys so much for supporting me and just being my people. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I love all of the decks I've received from you guys. The deck that I'm using right now is from a subscriber. Yeah, I'm just very thankful for every single one of you. And anyways, so there's 3 piles to select from. We have Creature of Water, Mother of Earth, and Mother of Water. Okay. I'm going to use the bell. Creature of Water, Mother of Earth, and Mother of Water. So whichever pile sounds like it's yours or looks like it's yours, it's probably yours. And I'll see you. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. So, what secrets are in your bloodline? So your overall energy of your lineage is creative, creature of water, creative expression. So you definitely have a bloodline full of like creators and artists, painters. There's some type of like primordial spirit or creator spirit that like courses in your family's blood. And it's very important that you, as a child of your bloodline, creates. You're an artist, and I feel like the skills of your ancestors have been passed down to you. And so creating and painting and singing, whatever the fuck you do, it's very important to your divine destiny. It's very important to you as a soul. And creating and crafting is something that is honestly healing to your bloodline. It's like almost kind of like an offering to your family when you create, because you're using the skills and tools that they pass down to you from generations and generations, you know, going back to ancient times. So you have a really like just like artistic and like fluid type bloodline, Definitely feel like there's like a lot of like interesting creatures in your family tree beyond this earth. Because for the people viewing this pile, you're definitely like, you live, your soul, your origins are beyond the earth. I saw 212 and 222. 212 is representative of Ptah to me, the Egyptian creator deity. So, you know, that could be something that's very important to your lineage. The deity Ptah. But yeah, you guys are like really, really artistic souls, and if this doesn't resonate, then it's not your file. But you know what I'm saying? You guys are very, very artistic, untamable souls. And you're here to create your extension of the creativity in your bloodline. Okay, so let's see here. What are the secrets in your bloodline that you don't know of? Oops. This is like... Alright, guys. Starting with the terror. We got King of Wands. We have Ace of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Wands. And we have King of Pentacles. Okay. So there's a lot of wealth that you might not even be aware of in your family. Maybe this wealth has to be unlocked. Because there's like riches, and I feel like there's spiritual riches and also physical riches. Okay, maybe like... Right, maybe they need to be unlocked. I feel like you guys haven't unlocked them yet. If your family is like struggling with money, or you just feel as though like... You feel as though you have never really had it, like, I guess, sweet growing up, you know what I'm saying? You've always been in the energy of struggle. I feel like there's a wealth that your family has not unlocked yet. And like I said, this is both spiritual and physical wealth. Especially with like, the Nine of Wands, I feel like you guys are kind of used to like suffering, or you've been through a lot of hardship when it comes down to finances. It also might be referencing like, I guess, hardship when it comes down to faith and optimism in life. Maybe a lot of people in your family have just dealt with a lot of bullshit. Just a lot of like difficult events that have traumatized your bloodline essentially, which has disconnected you from like that energy of prosperity that's like hidden within your blood. But I feel like you guys are here to turn that around. Especially with the King of Pentacles, you guys are here to bring forth a lot of wealth to your family and unlock that like prosperity that's hidden within your bloodline. Especially with the King of Wands, there's going to be success in a lot of the endeavors that you guys are planning to carry out. If this has anything to do with creativity, it's highly encouraged that you put effort towards making these dreams and plans a reality, because the Ace of Pentacles is highlighting that, you know, these projects that you're thinking about taking on, like these creative ideas you want to make come to life, they can bring about a lot of money. But you guys are kind of in that mindset where it's like, I don't know, and I'm afraid that's not going to work out, or you're just used to struggling so much that it almost feels as though it's something that's impossible. But you have to believe that this wealth can be unlocked, okay? You can bring forth new wealth, and you can also unlock the riches within your family, because, you know, at one point you probably had a very wealthy family, you know, really wealthy family tree. But, you know, I feel like with colonization, there's been a lot of, you know, fragmenting. If you're a minority and your family has been colonized and enslaved at some point in the bloodline. I really do feel like because of that enslavement, they weren't really, as we all know, when slavery was really letting up and pretty much abolished, like, people of color weren't really given a fair shot, if you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to financial opportunities in the United States, at least. So I really do feel like because of that enslavement, it's like there's been a disconnection from wealth, and there's never really been a fair shot to really be able to touch that prosperity that you guys had back at your original homeland. You know what I'm saying? But you can come back to that prosperity again. It's all about creating and believing the power within your creations. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and your ancestors will always support you. Okay, we have rest and repose. And we have leadership. Okay, so there's definitely been a lot of leaders in your bloodline, activists, and maybe like I'm getting like public speakers. People have had like a very strong influence over their society. Okay, like high priestesses and priests in your bloodline that maybe you're not even aware of. I feel like for the most part you guys are aware, but it says that it's a secret, so maybe you're not aware. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of high priestesses and priests in your bloodline that performed magic for other people. Okay, necromancy, definitely with the rest and repose. Obviously the dead and connecting to dead relatives is something that like is very important to your family as a whole. So like keeping pictures of your ancestors in your house can really help you. It can ground you and make you feel more connected to this bloodline wealth that we're talking about here. But yeah, there's like this emphasis on necromancy and death. I really do feel that with the rest and repose card. I feel like you guys have like necromancy gifts and abilities. And maybe it's like there's just a lot of like dead energy, dead relatives that are around you at this current point in time. And maybe you're just not aware that they're so like active in your life that they're helping shift things around, and you're not aware that they're like having like such a like I guess powerful influence on your life at this current point in time. And you need to understand that like your ancestors are constantly protecting you, and they're constantly shifting things in your favor. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I feel like you guys have the potential to come into that leadership position that a lot of your ancestors had as high priestesses and kings and queens of their society. Okay. We have wisdom, Sashat, and Hathor, intelligence. Okay, wisdom and intelligence. There's also a lot of knowledge that you guys have yet to discover that is hidden within your family, especially if we're talking about like high priests and priestesses that are within your blood. There's a lot of knowledge that they have from their life experiences connecting to the earth that you have yet to really like discover. It's also like knowledge from the lives that they lived beyond this planet. So you need to tap into that. With Hathor, I do feel like with this like cow imagery, I feel like for you guys, there's a lot of like sexual knowledge to be discovered or understood. Maybe this is also a really fertile time for learning. Yes, this is like a fertile time to tap into like the knowledge that you're not really aware of. I feel like you guys can do that by meditating with your ancestors and pretty much just asking, like, what do I need to know? What are the secrets? What is the wisdom awaiting me within my blood? Meditating with them and doing readings with them can really start forming a good picture of the deeper secrets within your blood when it comes down to this intelligence. Though I definitely feel like it has something to do with like sexuality. And if you guys have a very unique sexuality, I definitely feel like that's like a reflection of your bloodline, especially since a lot of the people in your bloodline are really creative and very fluid in the way that they choose to present themselves. I feel like there's a lot of people in your bloodline that are very gender fluid or non-binary, especially with this like creature of water that we see right here. A lot of the people within your blood, like before your family even made it to this earth, like there was never really constructs about like gender or, you know, that's what I'm saying. It was very fluid, very creative. And I feel like a lot of the people in your bloodline are very open to different ways of expressing themselves, because I don't feel that they see gender or see that they don't really abide by the rules that society has set up for us as humans and as spiritual beings on this earth, right? They don't really abide by those rules, and they only answer to the true nature of their physical being. You know what I'm saying? Their spiritual being, even. I hope that makes sense. I hope that doesn't sound like too, like, I guess, like, I say spacey. I should probably just stop saying that, because I can't even explain it. So yeah, I'm not even going to go on a rant about why I shouldn't say it, but it's because I just don't resonate with the doctrines that I receive that information from, right? Anyway, so but that's a long story. And we're not getting into that. That's not what this reading's about. What I'm trying to say is that, like, you definitely have like a really creative and, like, I guess just unique family. Just so many different beings. I don't know if you guys are really into the aliens and stuff like that. Definitely a lot of like intergalactic beings that you originate from. Okay. So anyways. And I feel like maybe within your sleep. Oh yeah. There's definitely a lot of messages and downloads about like your bloodline coming through your sleep. Okay. So let's do a reading with the keyword cards and wrap it up. Okay, and what keywords do you have for group number 1? Okay, so I feel like maybe you guys are going through some type of like healing, especially when it comes down to childhood. Maybe some of you guys had a more difficult childhood. And I feel like there's like 2 messages. For one, you guys need to work on healing these wounds. And these wounds can be healed through creating. And crying and just facing the feelings. And just understanding that it's not necessarily your fault. When it comes down to the way that you were raised, there's a lot of unbroken patterns coming through from colonization that scar your bloodline. And so these patterns have made it difficult for a lot of your family to break, I guess, these cycles of abuse. You know what I'm saying? Because for some of you guys, and this is for some, like, it's just the colonization has really ingrained this type of like abuse in your family that some of you guys may still be affected by to this day. You know what I'm saying? So it's time to really start healing from that and finding somebody to talk to, a therapist for some. And number two, I do feel like you guys are going to break some generational curses by treating your children better than maybe how you were treated. And if you're choosing not to have kids, then I feel like your art could be healing to a lot of youth, a lot of young people, and that can break a generational curse in itself. So with the serpent, you have a lot of shedding and growing to do. I also feel like your gifts, you have mastered a lot of your spiritual gifts, and it's time to really put them to the test. It's time to start believing your abilities as a psychic, as a seer. All right. And with the identity card, you guys need to get more comfortable in your identity. I've been mentioning a lot about sexuality. A lot of you guys need to get comfortable in your sexuality. And it's something that's going to be very important when it comes down to your divine destiny, getting comfortable with it. Your sacral chakra is something that affects your creative works. So you have to also be comfortable with your sexuality in order to like create some of the best like artistic creations, right? If you're not comfortable with it, you're going to have more trouble creating and tapping into that spirit, that creative spirit within your blood. So that's all I have to say. If this resonated, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, even comment down below. You can hit you can hit the hype button. That's a new feature that has been implemented. You can hit it and it can help, push me out to other people who are interested in this type of content. If you feel called to, you can donate me a new deck or a gift through my Throne Wishlist link, or you can purchase a personal reading with me. It's only $55, and I go in depth. Okay? And I can even answer more questions about your bloodline personally. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. You can even give me a tip, whatever. So I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care and goodbye. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. So what secrets does your bloodline hold? Why did I almost forget the question? I forgot the wording. What secrets does your bloodline hold? All right. So the overall energy of your lineage is Mother of Earth, fertile ground. So I kind of got some, I guess, what's really interesting? Look at the picture with the little baby angels. I feel like that's really cute. I feel like you guys are really connected to elementals and elves in particular. I feel like that's I feel like there's been some significance with just earth, root magic, voodoo. Yeah. So you're definitely really in tune with those type of elemental spirits and nature. I feel like nature is constantly watching over you, protecting you. The trees are speaking to you, the wind is speaking to you. You're so in tune with all of the different elements. And I feel like you guys are really powerful witches. You're really in tune with your spiritual gifts. Maybe a lot of people are shocked by your gifts. But I also feel like there's something about like romance and like partnerships. Maybe like you're having like a homecoming with your like twin flame. Cause I was thinking about like your family and like how all of the people before you came together to create you. So you guys might be coming close to meeting your twin flame. But I feel like you guys have just like this really beautiful connection to nature, to earth. And your bloodline has always been like so just like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that like it's almost like you guys are like guardians of this planet. All right, so let's get into the secrets in your lineage and your bloodline. Okay, so starting with the tarot, we have King of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Judgment. Okay, so there's definitely like some type of healing that is currently taking place in your family tree, especially with Judgment. Like this is something that has been like, I guess, like there's been like this boiling, this build up to this like great flush that's about to happen when it comes down to your blood, like purifying the blood. So there's like room for wealth. So there's room for prosperity. So you can elevate. Maybe you guys are meant to like purify your blood. So you can bring forth this like new era of like wealth and like prosperity. But also bring forth like an emotional healing. Some of you guys would definitely resonate with group number 1. Like if you're an artist, you would really resonate with group 1 because we did get the King of Pentacles in group 1. So if you feel called to check out group 1, then you should definitely do that after you watch this. But you guys are emotional healers. Especially with the King of Cups, like you're really in tune with your heart. And you know how to bring healing to people who are in need of it. Because you have like this like almost like fortification when it comes down to like, you have this fortification when it comes down to like your emotions. And I feel like maybe your reason of existence is to pretty much like live the best life that your ancestors couldn't. Like maybe there's been like war or just like pain, tragedies in your family. And it's prevented your ancestors from living the most ideal lives. And you're here to like clear out that pain and trauma and live freely, live liberated. You're here to like really help heal and guide other people. These are definitely my healers, the people that resonate with this pile. I feel like you guys are like deep in meditation. a lot of the time. Maybe right now you're kind of meditating to this reading. And I feel like there's also something about like your altar. Maybe the liberation energy that I was talking about is in regards to like your practice, not feeling restricted to a certain practice. As we know in history, there's been a lot of like brainwashing, or just there's been like this inability for people to practice what calls their heart out of fear that they'll be punished by their own government. And maybe that's what your ancestors went through. And when you practice the magic that calls to you, you're like bringing healing to your bloodline. Okay? So there's just this major emphasis on like healing. There's like a big overhaul of like energy. This has been something that's been building up like in the background for a long time. Okay? Okay, so with our oracle cards, yeah, see, there's like an end of a cycle. So like bringing the ending to a lot of like the suffering that has been like coursing in your blood. This is like a new era for your bloodline that you're embarking on. Maybe you're bringing it forth. See, what did I say about purifying? We have purity. With the Strawberry Fields card, we have purity. Oh, and like with this like cups energy. See, do you even see like the chalice in this card? There's a lot of like nourishment that's happening right now. Like you're being nourished and taken care of by your family. Like your bloodline appreciates you for the energy and work that you've done to elevate it. So there's significant water energy in this pile. Maybe you guys are water signs. But you need to definitely like connect with some type of like body of water. Maybe even like doing rituals in the shower or something that could be like really empowering for you guys. So yeah, there's this just like major healing that's happening in your family. Helplessness. The Tower. See, there's like destruction. And it's like in a good way. Like there's like a deletion of just like pain, of just like helplessness that has been like coursing in your blood. You're destroying that like trappedness that your family has felt in favor of liberation in your spirituality, just liberation in the way that you choose to live your life. Because like I said, like maybe your ancestors didn't get to live the best, most ideal life. They were controlled and forced to practice things that they didn't believe in, or just forced to deal with tragedy. And you existing is like healing. You existing is like bringing the elevation of your bloodline up. Like maybe some of you guys definitely need to hear that, because some of you guys maybe feel like useless, or you feel like you just don't have like a reason to be here on this earth, but you do. Like your existence is so healing and just honestly elevating to your lineage. And you're really leveling the things that held your lineage hostage. all these like traumatic memories and events. So yeah, there's definitely a spiritual elevation that's going on in your family because of you. And I do feel like there's other characters that are also playing into this elevation. I definitely feel like maybe there's some bloodline ancestors that have been yearning for this change, and they're helping you. They're assisting you throughout this beautiful life that you're living. So that's what I'm kind of getting. Let's pull the keywords cards, and then we're gonna wrap this up. What keywords do you have for card number 2? Okay, so they give you use your heart, magnetism, light some incense, and not alone. So, like I was saying, you guys are definitely attracting some type of soulmate, twin flame. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a lover, but if that's what you're feeling, then it definitely is a lover. And you need to be open to this person. Maybe some of you guys might be afraid to open your heart, but you should trust this connection. Light some incense, because I feel like you guys, your space is getting a little bit like, it needs a refresh. Light some incense, open some windows, even clean your space, and just remember that you're not alone, that you have such a big spiritual team, so many different spirit guides from so many different backgrounds guiding you, supporting you. Your ancestors are constantly watching over you. The elements, nature, it's constantly looking after you. You're not alone. So that's all I have to say. That's what I'm feeling for the message. If you guys love this, please feel free to subscribe and hit that like button and hit the damn bell if you want to. I don't care. Comment down below because it helps, and you know, you can even hype my video to get it out to more people who like these type of readings. And if you feel called to, you can donate me a gift through my Throne wishlist link, or purchase a personal reading from me, and maybe I can tap into some of your lineage, you know what I'm saying? Only 55 books, and I go in depth, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, take care, and goodbye. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So, what are the secrets of your bloodline? So, the overall energy of your family is Mother of Water, emotional self-care. So, you guys definitely have a very emotional bloodline, okay? Getting a lot of sensitive people. I do get like maybe you have like a family, or not even your family necessarily right now. It could be. But I do feel like there's like arguments, or like, you know, people just get like all hot-headed and emotional. But that's just how your family is, because you guys are like deep feelers. You guys feel really deeply. I'm getting like mermaids, in like selkies, sirens, a lot of like sea spirits. Perhaps you guys are connected to Syrians, but you guys are like really like connected to the water element. Perhaps you guys lived, your family, your lineage, lived a lot of lives near water. And I feel like when it comes down to your magic, it's really important to incorporate water into your craft. So that's what I'm getting with that. So let's get into the message. Okay, starting with the tarot. Oops. We have Knight of Swords, the Emperor, Justice, and we have Page of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so there's definitely like, I feel like maybe with this whole entire emotional energy that I was mentioning. Okay. Like, I'm getting a message where it's like, maybe there's somebody like masculine in your bloodline or multiple masculine spirits who are very, I guess, like controlling. With the Emperor energy that I'm seeing here and the Knight of Swords, it's almost like they are rushing for things to be the way that they want it to be. Maybe it's like throughout your family, throughout the lives, I guess, in your family tree, people just didn't really have, like, I guess, enough. So there's a lot of men that have tried to, like, fix things or make it to where there'll never be, I guess, a lack of maybe money or resources. And in the process, there's been just like problems, fights over control. And things have just been kind of like imbalanced, I'm feeling. But I feel like things are kind of like smoothing itself out, balancing itself out in recent times. I feel like you can take some of the energy from these men and your bloodline, this Emperor energy, and turn it into something positive. Like, you can take the Knight of Swords from, like, rushing to make things right to putting, like, strong, powerful, fast energy towards really elevating your dreams. I feel like maybe a lot of you guys are business owners, and you could put this, like, intense, like, Emperor energy from, these men in your lineage and put it towards bringing your business to the next level. Or whatever endeavor that you guys have going on here. But I feel like a lot of the men in your lineage did it out of scarcity, whereas you could do it out of confidence in yourself that you can make anything possible, that you can elevate your bloodline. Okay, that's really interesting. I feel like I kind of want to pull more tarot cards. Do I have my deck nearby? I do. So we can pull some more tarot cards and kind of see, like, what's going on. Because I didn't pull any more cards for the other group, so I kind of want to see what's going on here. All right. So, what secrets does Fruit Tree's bloodline hold? Okay, so okay, there's definitely a lot of major arcana that's going on here. I go with the Lovers, Wheel of Fortune, the Star, King of Wands. You definitely have a lot of like powerful players in your bloodline. Like a lot of magical people, magicians. Okay? Because the Star is definitely representative of some type of like spiritual power and influence and guidance even. It can represent like blessings and gifts and things of that nature, but I definitely feel like the Star is representative of some type of spiritual power. A lot of the men in your bloodline, because I definitely feel like there's like a strong male influence in your bloodline, despite this being like a really watery emotional pile. Okay? Because I feel like the men in your bloodline are more like emotional than the women. I definitely feel like they have tried their hardest to bring forth some type of like just wealth, bring forth some type of like stability and fix things. But like I said, they've always done it out of scarcity, despite being really powerful magicians. And I feel like you're here to like be able to utilize the magic that they had in the way that they couldn't, and bring forth like true success and prosperity. I also feel like you need to be more open to loving, all right, and be more open to, I guess, being sensitive, because maybe you guys kind of feel like ashamed to be sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's kind of cringy to you because of just like the just emotions that are so high in your family tree. It's kind of cringe, but you need to be open to love, all right? And we have the Ebens, all right? And Nephilim. Okay, so it's interesting because perhaps there's like a lot of like dark magic in your family and bloodline. Yes, like I said, like utilizing the magic that your family has in the way that they couldn't is something that you're here to do. Maybe tap into some of the magic that they were afraid of tapping into, because it was scary for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really scary, a lot of the magic that came forth to the people in your lineage. It's time to utilize it in the ways that they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, find new ways of practicing, generally speaking, as well. Maybe a lot of the people in your family practice the same, and it's time for you to step outside the box. Okay? We have abundance and intuition. So you guys are definitely really powerful magicians, okay? You need to trust it more. I feel like also your family, the people that came before you, had powerful intuitions, but they were scared when it came down to trusting it. So you need to break that like mini curse, I guess, in your family. Yeah, there's a lot of abundance that's awaiting you, but it comes down to, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by my sister's dog. She's like panting because she's scared of the rain. It's not funny, but I'm just saying like it's kind of distracting me, just the teens. Anyways, I feel like the abundance that's being highlighted here is from being able to utilize the spiritual gifts and your family, I guess, in the correct way, and being confident in your abilities and confident that you will be able to bring wealth and stability to your bloodline. Because like I said, a lot of the men that came before you, I mean, they had their heart in the right place, but I guess like they just didn't do it in the right way. You know what I'm saying? They did it in more controlling ways, and you know, just, I feel like maybe some people got a little bit too aggressive with it. You know what I'm saying? But you practicing this dark magic that was overlooked in your family definitely can bring forth a lot of prosperity. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, let's pull some keywords and wrap this up. Where are my keyword cards? Okay, so what keywords do you have for group number 3? Okay, so we have toys in the past, grandmother, wild, untamed, and free, and act like prosperity. So maybe there's like a memory when it comes into you playing with your toys. Something about like maybe like a doll game or something like that. They almost had like spiritual keys. Maybe like some of you guys like to play like fantasy scenarios with your friends or siblings. And they were almost kind of reflective of your family in a sense, which is interesting and could give some type of keys or insights on how to really fix this scarcity in your bloodline or tap into some of the darker gifts that you had. So that's interesting. There's a grandmother that's definitely guiding you guys right now. I saw 1414. Okay, so there's definitely a grandmother spirit that is guiding you guys, supporting you guys. I got Capricorn. And it's really important that you guys never ever restrict yourself or tame yourself for anybody else. Always listen to your intuition and always listen to where your heart is telling you to go. Because look at the key, it's in her heart. And your heart is the key to your world. And if you act like prosperity, you'll attract prosperity. You know what I'm saying? If you're constantly in that scarcity mindset, you're going to constantly push it away. And we saw this with a lot of the men in your lineage. So act like prosperity. And that's what you'll gain in return. So that's the message. I hope this made sense. If this really resonated, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below, and hype this damn video. And if you feel called to, you can donate me a gift or a deck through my Throne Wishlist link in the description, or you can book a personal reading with me, only $55. And I go in depth, okay? And I can perhaps answer more questions about your bloodline. Yeah, you can leave me a tip if you want to, like $1. I don't give a fuck. I love you guys so damn much. I love you. Okay? I love you. If nobody else loves you, I love you. Okay? Take care and goodbye.